everybody. So we're gonna read what the energies are. Today's Valentine's Day. Not that I fully celebrate that holiday, but I do think it'd be interesting, obviously, to see who loves who in what way. Okay, first we're gonna start with an overall energy. Just get one card to size things up. So this card will be the mood that you're in, sort of the phase that you're in at the moment. Today specifically. I think you're I think it's like holding back your words as well as your actions, but in a particular, with a particular intent in mind. So it's not like you don't know where to go. It's about what you're choosing to hold back because there's something that you need to face that you prefer to be prepared for. And the only way to prepare yourself is to really hold back. I think it's very hard on you. I think it's like an energy of like, it's taking every ounce of your being, of your, you know, how do you call it? Having mastery over like your impulses. It's very difficult for you to either put on the brakes or give yourself this time. I want to see who you're thinking about mainly. Someone that needs to apologize to you, someone that you're not talking to, exchanging with at the moment, someone that you have cared for, might still care for. You could be the person holding back the apology. It seems very difficult. That's interesting. I knocked a card over. So you could be holding back that apology. The person you're dealing with is very sensitive, could be overly sensitive actually. The person has a very sweet demeanor, yet for some reason you're not trusting it. Maybe it's because the apology hasn't arrived. You haven't felt, maybe, you know, when you say you haven't felt the love, it could be that. So this is the who. Let's see how you perceive this person. You perceive them as cold and under a very, very sweet, sort of sensitive side. You feel that this is somebody that really, really means business. Someone that if you were to come towards them very quickly, you know, you'd be facing it's like either walking into a wall or running into a wall or hitting a wall. But you're holding back. You're pacing yourself, if not totally breaking, and waiting. It's an energy of, it's not like you're suspended. You're not really waiting in one spot, but you're not going towards this particular person. The person that you're dealing with, that person is very, 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 very smart. The thing is, they have a plan in mind. They've decided on a course of action, or maybe how they're going to behave, what they're going to say, especially when it comes to challenging you about what you look like and how you come off, being different than who you really are. And it's not about just challenging for challenges. It's about wanting some truth and authenticity here, about really wanting to see someone for who they are. It just feels like either you're, it could be a matter of trust, because you feel that it's, the person seems to be different than what you think that they are, what you feel that they are. Maybe that's that you know that they are. Let's see why this person is actually showing up in a different energy. Why are they coming up, like coming towards you? How can I put it? It's like, yes, there's an apology, but it feels it's hard to pinpoint, because it's not a lie. It's like someone that is actually really, really serious about something. Someone that I feel you could really measure up to. There's some kind of there's a particular sphere where you need to exchange, or you're about to exchange, or that you'd be comfortable to exchange about. It's clearly related to ideas, opinions, perception, viewpoint. So it's almost like saying you want a conversation, like a really deep one. You want to address the serious subjects. But it's almost like saying what's in between is like this yes, sweet apology, but it feels in the way. It feels like almost like someone telling you, let's get to the heart of the matter. Like, not to say that the apology won't be welcomed or shouldn't be either pronounced, or, you know, it clearly serves a purpose, but I don't know. I don't like the fact that it's a conversation opener, starter. Like I don't feel that it's really how it should happen. It's like telling you it's not the right angle. It's not the right way to approach this person, really. I think you're considering this. I think you're really considering the way you're about to face this person, speak to this person, act around this person. So let's see what your alternative is. The Emperor. I really love this energy. I think that there's there's a better chance of understanding between these two people if both come at each other with the real deal. Like bringing their A game, really wanting to. It's like a business conversation, I have to say. It feels a little bit business. It feels, it doesn't have to involve money at all. It's not about that. It's like, it's because it's serious in tone. I think it's because it's about speaking. The subjects are related to, or the topics of conversation are related to something much broader and bigger than just the relationship between these two individuals. It feels like there's a lot at stake, and there's nothing, it's not like something is in jeopardy. It's just about like this is something to be worked for. It's not something that you're just discussing, and it's not about being light and trivial and, you know, especially not if it's not fully authentic, because this page is in reverse, so there's a little bit of a, although this person is sweet, it's a sweet talk, a form of sweet talk, or conversation filler, right? Conversation starter, that kind of energy. On the table, I have 4 characters. I have the Emperor, the King, I have a Knight, and a Page. So there's a lot of masculine energy. I want to see how you feel. Believe it or not, you're the King of Swords. So it's really interesting that this is what you're doing. This was your overall energy. You're holding back because you're about to meet the King of Swords. You're wanting to discuss topics of utmost importance for the rest of the world, let's say. And you're feeling just as cold and strategic and level-headed as the person that you're about to meet. So I just said that I felt there was something very akin about these two. It's coming out again in a much more obvious way. Could be that these people have the same plan or the same plans, of course. The positive side is that it's really a conversation between equals, which is very mature and will be much more fitting for the kind of conversation that should really be had. Especially because it has bearing on the kingdom. Kingdom being the structures that you have in place for your own life. All of them, though, combined. I'm curious to see how this other King of Cups, King of Swords, how does he feel? He's the Five of Swords in the reverse. So, okay. This is pretty straightforward in terms of there's really an apology to be had. The main reason for the conversation is an apology, but it can't come in a way where it is just like, okay, we apologized and turn the page and I don't think you should dwell on the apology. What I'm saying is that it has to be heartfelt. If it's not heartfelt, it's no use apologizing. It's just that for me right now, both people need to apologize on the table. One could be apologizing about being very rash and brash. Almost cruel. The other one could be apologizing about you could probably say that it's definitely very immature energy on this page. It's the less grown up of all of them here on this table. So, as much as this one was brash, This one was like, I'm, I'm hearing incomplete. It's not quite that. It's not ready. Just not ready. I want to see what the Emperor has attached to it. Justice. It's a beautiful energy. So here for me, if I'm going to recap properly, there's an overall energy of at least one person, most likely you, holding back, purposely sort of preparing yourself, but mostly holding back because you want to be sure on how you're going to act, what you're going to say, where you're going, like how it's about to, what you're about to do, and how you're going to do it. Then there's definitely you wanting to apologize or you wanting to be apologized to. You're wanting to apologize to someone that you feel is very, very sweet, but quite immature. You want to apologize for being harsh. Maybe that you did something very sudden, unexpected, difficult in terms of the impact for the other person. And then in turn, the person that feels or looks, I guess, weaker, more mature, less prepared as well, is actually more prepared than you think. They're much more level-headed as well. And they also want to apologize. They want to apologize for not appearing the way that they really are, for one. And they probably want to apologize for not being ready. The justice energy is this apology energy between the two of you. It's the energy of now is the time to say the truth, having both sides express the truth, both sides reveal or say, really open up. It's interesting that the topic of discussion, or like what's really at stake in a way, is this Emperor. For me, it's interesting because it feels like the future, even if we're not looking at the energy of the star card here, of course not. But it feels like something that's it's already there, and yet it's still a work in progress, and it is developing, I find, in the best way. It feels very aligned as well. I'm seeing another scenario, right? I'm seeing a scenario where um, there's somebody that's incoming, that could be incoming rather fast, um, wanting to apologize to one of these kings of swords. Yet it feels like someone is trying to come in between. But it's not the primary energy here for me. Simply because justice is here. So it doesn't really feel like invasive. It just feels I'm not gonna finish that thought. Um, it does feel like someone is trying to defend the Emperor energy, which right here, right now, is not even a person. So it feels like a huge entity. It feels so huge that it feels like government, of course, and then this feels like law enforcement. King of Swords, both of them, these are definitely, it could be soldiers, cops, spies. There's a lot of protection here, a lot of it sort of, so there's like nothing really to be feared. Someone is quite prepared. Um, and the crazy thing is that it feels like all of this energy is put in place like a huge army of people just for this little page here who's so inoffensive, because I mean even the card is in the reverse. This page doesn't even have the potency of being upright. It's like there's a huge mobilization around this energy, around the apology energy. It's like overkill here, literally. And all in all, there's two cards that speak of apologies, and justice is here, so you can add that one as a, even greater apology energy. The whole thing is about making things right between two people. I don't know. There's definitely the holding back energy, the overall energy is quite interesting, because for me it's shifting a lot here in the sense that it belongs to many people or everybody here, but in turn and in different ways. Like it could be a situation where everybody's sort of on the edge of something, hence why there's no movement. It could be that everybody's considering and preparing, thinking about what they're going to say and do and how. Yet there's a real desire for the truth. On the part of everybody. Let's go to the shadows to see what that could be. I love myself enough to walk away. So that's the Emperor's ultimate justice. It's his prerogative. He's already used his prerogative. He's probably going to use it again. Same tactic. I chose the Emperor, but it's one or both of these King of Swords as well. It feels like it's a little bit of everybody's energy of walking away, you know? You know, earlier I said I knocked a card, I put it back, it was the Eight of Cups. I didn't want to put it in, but this is the same energy. I should have showed it to you. But for real, that's what came out. So I want to look at this particular King of Swords, the one that feels a little bit behind the scenes, the one that excites, that will, how do you say, when you poke some, you know, when you excite someone and you're trying to, how do you say this verb? I don't remember. Coax someone, or also entice them, you know, get them to do something out of character even, maybe. So anyway, this particular King of Swords is a little bit more rowdy than this one. So let's look at something about him. Yes, he's the guardian. The savior. So let's say this is a triangle. You have to understand that there's a victim, there's a perpetrator, and there's a savior. So, and these roles, they shift all the time, right? If you know a little bit about psychology, it's a very, very common motif. Yeah, so definitely this King of Swords is convinced of being the savior in the situation. Yeah. So everything he says, everything that he tries to, you know, rev people up to do, right? It's all about having that army rise. How do you say? Look at the emperor. The emperor is gambling. He's taking a gamble. I'm going to pull a card on the Page of Cups in the reverse. It's somebody else, someone else. And what about the King of Swords? The tranquil one. I don't know what it is yet. Communicate. Let me pull one more card. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I just want to see what comes out. Confession. Yeah. Okay. So there's a mini story here about there's somebody else, that person that is wanting to apologize, really clearly is communicating and confessing something, and it goes along the lines of being of doing the apology, giving the apology, speaking the apology. For the person that is acting as the savior, this is seen in a very bad eye because they believe that, you know, it's a gamble, that it's something risky, that someone else could be, you know, apologizing. That's in the case that there's 3 people, but I did tell you that there was 4 characters, literally 3 very masculine and 1 androgynous, the page. But either way, it doesn't have to be like only about one story, like 4 or 3 or 2 people. It's definitely about 2 people, but the gamble, especially with justice close by, I mean, there is an energy of thinking about something, holding back about something, something that will impact the future, the kingdom, the empire. But it could be super positive because all of the apology energy is here. And we can clearly see that whoever's really wanting to apologize is wanting to do it in a truthful way, because they really want to confess and communicate. In the case that it's really just 2 people, even between the 2 of them, there's the energy of whispering. So I don't know why that word is so important at the moment, but it's a little bit like double-sided at the moment, this word for me, because as much as it looks like a confession, like it's written confession, but if you look at the drawing, it looks like people gossiping. So it could be that it's not what you think. There's an energy of defeat for someone. It's slight, but it's there. It goes a little bit along the lines of whoever walked away. Not to say that it's defeat, not that walking away is a defeat. Maybe that was a big win for this person, whoever walked away. But it creates a situation where I don't like to use winner loser, not in this particular context. I have to kind of, because I'm using the word defeat, but it just feels like like you win, but you never fought. You know what I mean? Like, because you walked away. So I don't know. It feels like well, I don't want to be derogative here, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to apply any negative wording to this. What are these words? We have the clover. We have the equivalent of a belt. Willpower. And we have mystery. For me, the willpower is all of the King of Swords energy, Emperor energy. There's definitely someone from a different culture here with the clover. This energy is very different from all of this here. Truly. It could be why it feels mysterious. It's very strong because it's very adamant about something, and yet It's the kind of energy that constricts, that limits. You would think not. You would think that this energy is about, like, you know, having a very fortunate either person, experience, situation, whatever relationship, no matter what it is. Like, it feels very fortunate. It's like full of potential. Um, it's something very malleable, and yet it's something that is very, very like it wants to choke you. It's a really strange energy. It could be that it wants to choke your will. It could be. Not that it's dark, but it has a little bit of an edge. Let me see that energy differently. I want just one card. Is death. It's very scorpionic. That's why it's a little bit dark. Why it's like mysterious and strong, yet it's very domineering. Very. Also has an agenda to it because of the will. So between the two King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Emperor, and this particular scorpionic energy, there's a lot of very strong what's the right word for this? Well, there's definitely strategy here. There's definitely foresight, there's planning, there's a lot of thinking, communicating about it as well, but there is a lot of, there's a little bit of an energy of being impersonal as well. I have to say that in this whole reading, it was like the second card out, but it's the only cup card. It's the only, it's the youngest of the characters that are showing up here. It's the one that feels the weakest, the most vulnerable. Yet I did say that that particular person has more of has more intelligence than it looks, than it meets the eye. So maybe they're not so naive, but they still are. They still are. I want to see what this, why is this particular energy coming out? Yes, it's change, but I don't want to read it as such. I want to read it as like it feels like a script. know. It feels like a three-part series. I'm not sure why I say that. It's the Magician. This energy is really wicked. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying it in a bad way. Although, but this is someone, something to be reckoned with. Definitely. This is why I was thinking it's a script. There's something about the whole mystery of what the magician is pulling off, how it's being strategized, planned, scripted. Like it has a specific, and this is why death is here. It feels like a inevitability, right? Something that's, or at least something that is driving towards an outcome. The outcome is not the mystery. The outcome is the ultimate change. The outcome is having justice for all, for peace in the kingdom, I guess. So even in the best planning scenario here, there's still going to be a part of mystery that no one here can actually foresee and act on. That's something that cannot be changed and cannot be known. I'm going to stop here. Let me just see if I want to say something else before I close. I'm going to pull one more card. I want to pull on the script. You get the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's really crazy because we already have the word gambling on the table. This is quite an energy of gambling a lot of money, right? And not winning. That's what it feels like. Maybe that's the mistress, like the mystery part, maybe. Maybe someone me look at the imagery. Well, I guess the outcome you could say is, I guess the initial overall energy of wanting to hold back to a degree, having to prepare oneself, having to really analyze things. Probably there's a form of I guess awareness that something could go really wrong. I mean, like really, really, really wrong. And I know the cards are upright, but I did speak of government and law enforcement. So it is weighing greatly here. Mm. I'm ending the reading here. Thank you for listening. Take care.